Let me get the win total, and then we're good to go. Tampa Bay, what was it? I had it here.
9.5 plus 100 is what I got.
Yep, same here. All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's go to the NFC South. Some say this is the best division in the NFL. Some say the best team in the NFL is in this division. We'll find out this season. But let's start off at the top of the odds. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers win total over 9.5. They're minus odds right now to win this division at minus 105. Famously, Connor and I were very out on this team last year. We thought the Baker Mayfield stuff was fraudish. They lose their offensive coordinator, Dave Canales. Nope, they just got another offensive coordinator hired, and Baker looked pretty good last year, and the Bucs looked fine. Connor, are they frauds?
I'm not going to go as far as to say frauds. I don't think a team like the Bucs, with as much as we've seen the last few years, can be labeled as frauds in this division. They've won it 4 years in a row now. I'm not going that far this year. New offensive coordinator, Josh Grizzard's in. They only added 4 new players outside of the draft. One of those is Hassan Reddick. The other one's a punter. They didn't do a ton in free agency. I do think their wide receiver depth is the best in the NFL. I think when Chris Godwin comes back from injury, I think their wide receiver depth is definitely some of the best in the NFL. Bucky Irving's awesome. 5 road games in the first 8 games. 2 of the 3 home games in that stretch are Philly and San Francisco. That's a tough start to the year. I think it's a really tough start to the year. I think we might see some struggles early, especially because Chris Godwin and their left tackle, Tristan Wirfs, are both coming back from injury. It remains to be seen how long they're out. I'm gonna middle on the Bucs this year. I'm gonna say 8-9. I'm gonna say 8-9 for the Bucs. Yeah, just right around 500, maybe 9-8. I think that's unfortunately. I think we're gonna see another NFC South winner with 9-8 record.
I feel like Tampa Bay had a kind of like a Clemson effect a little bit last season, where it was. I wasn't thoroughly impressed with them by any means, but they were in such a weak division. Clemson playing in the ACC, Tampa Bay in the NFC South, that, yeah, they ended up winning it, and, they looked decent in the playoffs and whatnot, but I'm not going to say I was like, oh, this team was unbelievable. They have a lot of hype going into this year now.
Yeah,
Tampa
I think
Bay?
so, too.
Yes.
They're being picked to win the division easily. Minus 105.
Is that,
I guess in the NFC South.
Let's be honest, though. In the NFC South, is that hype, or is that just process of elimination?
No, because I think if you compare it to the Atlanta Falcons or the Carolina Panthers and whatnot, I think that's hype. Also, I've listened to a bunch of other sports radio shows and podcasts and everything. People are in on the Bucs this year, man.
But I think that what's in on the Bucs is in on the Bucs winning the division, making the playoffs, maybe winning.
No,
a game.
I think people think there's a chance. There's an outside dark horse. They could go to the Super Bowl.
People love Egbuka. People love Egbuka.
I don't.
Well, why don't you elaborate on that a little bit? Seems like you're going countercultural here, Karter.
No, I'm not. I'm doing the exact Connor thing. I'm copping out. I'm take it. Give me the ball. I'm taking a knee. Let's run out the clock. 9-8 for the Bucs for me. I think they're going to compete for the division. I think it's going to be pretty even at the top. To be honest, I think there's one team in this division that is going to be horrifically bad, but we'll get to that team later on. But yeah, I like the Bucs. Like, I just think there's gonna be a drop off, but maybe I'm just kind of scared off from what Connor and I said last year that this team might finish last or third in the division.
Well, the defense under Todd Bowles progressively has gotten worse. They were elite a few years ago in those Tom Brady years, like top of the league defense, and now they're mediocre. They're not bad; they're just mediocre. It's gotten worse in the Todd Bowles era. I think they'll be okay again this year. They drafted 2 defensive backs to help that 29th ranked pass defense, but I think it's going to be a lot of just meh. I think they're going to win some games. They're going to lose some games they shouldn't, and it's going to be a 9-8, 8-9 year.
Outside of the draft, you addressed the defense by getting Hassan Reddick and Levante David. I said, quote in my notes, got some old farts. They're both 30+. Yeah. So, the defense has been a problem. We'll see if that solves things. They did try to address it in the draft. 4 of their 6 picks were defensive players. Offensively, Baker Mayfield last year had the 5th highest turnover-worthy play rate. However, you do get Emeka Egbuka. I agree 100%. This is one of the deepest wide receiver rooms in all of professional football. Pretty deep running back room. Bucky Irving and Rashad White. Like, those are 2 guys I want on my team. They had the 2nd-rated pass block offensive line last year. PFF has them projected to have the 5th best, so some continuity there. I think the problem is going to be defense, and I mean offensively they have the weapons. Is getting a new coordinator going to work out? Time will tell. I hate to be the cop out guy. I do think 9-8 division winner.
Not division winner.
Division winner. Bucks are division winner. Yeah.
No, they're not.
Okay.
I'm also going to say no.
Who's going to be? Oh my gosh! There's no way. There is no way we're doing this song and dance again.
No, Bucks are not winning the division. They might win the division, but no, they're not actually winning the division. Just shh.
Okay. Secret safe with me.
Yeah, secret safe. Anything else on the Bucks?
A lot of good fantasy options.
Good fantasy options. I have a lot of Egbuka. That's what else. More than I care to admit.
And you love Travion Henderson, and you love Kuchan Judkins, and you love
I don't love
Stroud.
Judkins. Bad guy.
Yeah.
Disavowed, Judkins. Disavowed.
And didn't his charges get dropped?
Doesn't matter. Bad
Who
guy.
knows with those Ohio State guys? One
And
charge
then
goes, another one
you're
comes.
sussy for Jussie, yeah.
Okay, all right.
All of a sudden,
Next.
some funding comes in from a shadow source.
Yeah, I want
Charges
to
get
pay
dropped.
bail there. Hey, how about we let this guy out scot-free? It's one of the perks. One of the NIL perks of playing at Ohio State. It never ends.
Let's move on. The Atlanta
Literal
Falcons.
get out of jail free card. I'm done.